And with the ring of Beat Navy resounding through Clune Arena here at the United States Air Force Academy, the Black Knights of Army, a very young ball club, come back from a 17-point deficit in the second half to defeat the United States Air Force Academy Falcons 68-66. For Army, they pick up their first win of the year. They go 1-2, and for the Air Force Academy Falcons, they fall to 1-2 as well. Well, Jean Parker, it was a heck of a game, and as you mentioned before, the head coach of Army, Dave McGarity, made some adjustments in the second half, started to play his bench a little bit, and it turned out just fine, thank you.
Yeah, it really worked out for them, but I think all those players really stepped it up. They recognized that they had to focus, and I personally, as a grad, and I'm very proud of them because they easily could have crumbled. Air Force could have ran away with a 30-point win, but they came back, chipped away at the lead, and did what they had to do. They boxed out on defense, they rebounded, they finished on offense, and they kept their spacing and executed when it came down to it.
Riley Snyder, and for Army, Lindsey Scammon, tying for game-high honors at 13 points apiece. But we want to take a look at some of the highlights and how Army came back from the 17-point deficit.
And Riley Snyder playing very strong in the first half, going right at the heart of Army's defenses. This is when they were really struggling. But you see here in the second half, they took a page out of Air Force's book. They kept them on their heels in transition and attacked right at their chest, which is really what you want to do. And good job of Army keeping the spacing, keeping the line of sight with their post players from the inside. And McDonald doing a great job knocking down that three. Once again, it comes down to spacing when you want to get those open shots. And once again, spacing here. And when it came down for Army, it was different players stepping up at different times. And Riley Snyder had a fantastic look here at the end. She could have taken a half-second more to gather herself, but you couldn't ask for a better finish in an Army Air Force game.
And Sabria Hunter grabbing the final rebound and giving the victory to the Black Knights of Army, who win it 68-66. A wild one, to be sure. Well, folks, as always, there's some people we need to thank. Today's Army Air Force game was directed by Brian German, Jason Carter on the replay, our crew of Seth Weaver, Kevin Conroy, Tom Paul, Larry Hinken, our in-house director, Seth Garber, in-house replay, Dan Hinken, and somewhere in the crowd, I saw Tim Saratori. So thank you, gentlemen, one and all, for all of your help. Air Force takes on San Diego on Saturday here at Clune Arena as they try to get back on the winning track. So for my broadcast partner, Jean Parker, I'm Jeffrey Orman. Once again, your final score, Army defeats Air Force 68-66. You have been watching Air Force Women's Basketball. This has been the Mountain West Conference Network.